Do you want to strum accompaniment chords on your cello, but you aren't sure where to start? That's understandable. It's a skill many guitarists learn early on, but it's rarely taught on the cello. Let's change that. In this tutorial, you're going to learn how to strum a 1-4-5-1 chord progression in any key, just like a guitarist, using one movable chord shape. If you can play chord progressions, it opens the door to reading charts, playing by ear, across folk, worship, and other contemporary styles. There's no sheet music and no complicated finger patterns, just a practical approach that gets you off the page and treats the cello like a folk instrument. You can hold the cello normally, or if you want, sideways like a guitar. If you only learn what's in this first video, you'll already have everything you need to play thousands of songs. Everything else in this series builds on that foundation. Like the cage system for the guitar, I'm going to call this approach the root map system. By the end of this video series, you'll be able to play any diatonic chord progression in any key. In the videos that follow, we'll add additional root maps, minor chord shapes, and ways to change chords more efficiently. To get you started, I'm going to teach you two essential pieces of the system. The first is the root shape, and the second is a fingerboard root map showing where 1, 4, and 5 live on the cello fingerboard. The root shape is the simplest shape that gives you all the notes you need for a complete chord. It uses 3 consecutive strings, and it can be moved around the cello to play chord progressions. Here's what the root shape looks like in chart form. The chart is a bird's eye view of the fingerboard, similar to what guitarists use. The horizontal lines mark half steps, the default distance between your left-hand fingers. So to build the root shape, your first finger plays the root note of the chord. Think of it as the anchor point for building the shape. To leave room for the rest of the chord, this note needs to be either on the G or the C string. This note also names the chord. So for a D chord, your first finger plays D. Once your first finger is on the root, lay it flat across to the next string. It covers both the root and the fifth of the chord. These two notes will always be adjacent. Finally, place your third finger on the next string to cover the third of the chord. Let's practice building the root shape on different notes. Play the root note first to check your intonation, then add the rest of the chord above it. This is a great habit anytime you're building chords on the cello. I'll demonstrate each one on the screen. Practice along with me. The first one is D. The second one is A. The third one is C. And the fourth one is B flat. Once you're comfortable with the root shape, the other piece of the root map system is learning a fingerboard root map. Think of it as a map of where your first finger anchor lives for each chord in a key. You don't need to know why this works yet, just know that it does. And remember that in this video, the letter or the number of the lowest note gives the chord its name. This keeps everything clear and easy to track. If you're not familiar with chord numbers, don't worry. You don't need deep theory knowledge to follow this tutorial. For now, we'll keep it very practical. In any key, the note that names the key is called 1, and the rest of the notes in the key are numbered from there. So any note can be called 1 depending on the key that you're in. A root shape built on the first note of the scale is called a 1 chord. If it's built on the 4th note, it's called a 4 chord. If it's built on the 5th note of the key, it's called a 5 chord, and so on. And the reason we use numbers instead of letters is simple, so that we can talk about chord patterns the same way in every key. Take a look at this root map. It's a bird's eye view of the fingerboard. Today we'll always play the 1 chord on the G string. From there you can see where the 4 and 5 chords live on the C string. Before we build full chords on each root, let's practice finding 1, 4, and 5 chords with the first finger only. Let's start in the key of A. Play along and listen closely. Here's the 1 chord root, which is A. The 4 chord is a lateral move to the next string down, and the note is D. The 5 chord root is 1 whole step or 2 half steps higher than the 4 chord root, and this note is E. If you need to mark your fingerboard with a pencil or a small piece of tape, I won't tell anyone. This can be very helpful, especially when you're new to navigating the cello fingerboard. Even professional guitarists rely on fretboard markers, so you're in good company. Now let's play the roots in 4/4 time, with each root lasting for 4 beats. This gives you time to shift without feeling rushed. We'll play them in this order: 1, 4, 5, 1. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. When it comes to strumming, we could easily make an entire video series, but for today, don't overthink it. Simple and relaxed is the goal. Just a couple of pointers. First, strum low to high, and rather than straight across, strum diagonally downward. This helps each string resonate more clearly. Also, you may find that using the thumb gives a nice rich sound. Now let's add the rest of the chord shape to each root. We'll play the root on beat 1 to check intonation, and then we'll add the full root shape on beat 3. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, great work. If this feels slow or awkward at first, that's completely normal. Focus on finding the shapes and staying relaxed. Knowing patterns like this is incredibly useful because root maps don't change from key to key. If you can play a chord progression in one key, you can play it in any key. No need to worry about key signatures either. The chord shape takes care of that automatically. And to prove it, let's try the same 1-4-5-1 progression in the key of B flat. The only difference is starting with your first finger on B flat instead of A, and moving all the other chords the same direction, 1/2 step higher. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. At this point, you already have everything you need to get started. If you can navigate 1, 4, and 5 chords in a key, you can play thousands of songs. Worship, folk, rock, country, and blues. Songs like Amazing Grace, Blowing in the Wind, and classic 12-bar blues progressions. From here, we'll build the root map system with additional root maps, chord shapes, and different strumming approaches. Think of these as power upgrades. They expand your options, but they aren't required to begin using the skill. I've always wondered why it's not standard to teach cellists a simple skill like this. I think it needs to become a normal part of cello pedagogy, and hopefully having easy to access materials like this will help. As you can see, playing chord progressions is not especially complicated, but it opens the door for cellists to step into new musical roles, playing from charts, collaborating across styles, and working confidently in worship, commercial, and contemporary settings. If you found this helpful and you want to see more videos like it, please like and subscribe. It really helps the content reach more cellists. And while you're waiting for more videos, check out other resources on the channel, including the hand orientation system series and technique videos. If you have questions or ideas for where you'd like this chord chart series to go next, let me know in the comments. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next video.